This is Miss Emily at the Eaton Library, and today we're going to do a quick lesson on computer basics. And first we'll start with the very basic question, what is a computer? And basically a computer manipulates information or data. A computer can store, retrieve, and process data. You can send emails, surf the internet, create documents, and play games on a computer. Computers can do just about anything you can think of. And as far as types of computers go, I've got two examples of computers right here. The one on the left is what is called a desktop computer. Desktop computers are set up to stay in a single location. They contain a monitor, a keyboard, a mouse, and a case. And the case holds all the important things for the running of the computer, like the graphics card and the hard drive and the memory. I don't have, and then the one on the right is a laptop computer, which is designed to be portable. And and you can leave it plugged in when you're at home, but it also runs on battery power. And most laptops can run the same programs as a desktop computer. The laptops have a built-in monitor, keyboard, and touchpad, although you can also hook the mouse up to it if it's easier for you. There are also, as far as computers go, they're all-in-one computers, which kind of look like the desktop computers, but they are, they kind of appear to be a monitor only because they've combined the monitor and the case. And the all-in-one is also designed to stay in one place, but it takes up less space. And you may occasionally see a smaller version of a laptop called a netbook. And they generally cost less than the laptop as well. And then they have less storage, and they don't have ways to play CDs or DVDs or anything like that. So we'll talk a little more about the parts of the computer. The blue screen that you see here is called the monitor. And it works with a video card to display images and text on the screen. The computer mouse, seen right here, is how you move around on the computer. It has a ball that can detect movement. And as a quick example, look over to the right of the screen and you'll see an arrow moving around, and that's me moving the mouse. On your laptop, this job may be done by a touchpad. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. And then here's a quick view of the computer case. And on some computers, you may have the case standing aside from the computer rather than under it. Okay. And when you buy a computer, all computers come preloaded with what's called an operating system. And which is basically instructions for the computer written in code. And the operating system manages the computer's memory, processes, and all of its software and hardware. Now, most computers, most common computers run Windows, and the most recent version of that is Windows 10. If you buy an Apple computer, it runs the Mac operating system. There's also, you may not run across this very often, but there's also a Linux operating system. Okay, now we'll do a quick lesson on how to use the computer mouse. Okay, so on your mouse, you have, it's a little hard to see on the screen here, but you have a left button and a right button. And you almost always use the left button. So when someone asks you to click on or left click something, they mean for you to move the pointer to that location and press the left mouse button. An example. We've got the screen here. Okay. Again, you'll see our mouse moving around on the right side of the screen. So to open something, we'll move the mouse down here and click once with our left button. Okay, if somebody wants you to click and drag something, that means to press the left mouse button and keep holding it down. So I'll use this as an example. I've moved my mouse over this folder. I hold my left mouse button down. And then I drag the folder to where I want it to go. then when you're ready to release the folder, you'll just let go of your button, and the folder was moved. And this move is often done to highlight certain text that you need. Okay. Most things you see on the desktop will need to be opened with 2 quick clicks. So we'll use this as an example. So I've got my mouse here, and I double click quickly on the left mouse button, and then when you look up, it's opened your internet browser for you. Okay. So when you start your computer, you can assume that the computer is in one of 3 states. If it is completely off, the monitor will be black, there will be no sound, and if you were to press a keyboard button or the mouse, nothing would happen. Okay, when the computer is on, as it is now, you'll see images on the monitor, probably hear some whirring sounds, and your mouse should respond when you move it around. And most computers have a mode called sleep, in which the computer is on but uses minimal power. To wake up the computer, we simply move the mouse around or press the space bar on the keyboard, and it will return to the exact same place that it was when it went to sleep. And usually if it's completely asleep, often the screen will go black, but you might still hear a noise in the background. So I'll show you so now we'll move to turning the computer on and off. And I'll show you a couple of different on-off buttons. On our desktop computer, here is the on-off button. And you can also tell if the computer's on and off by looking at that light in the middle. For our laptop, open it up. And of course, the button may be in slightly different places depending on what computer you use, but usually on a laptop you'll find the button at the top. Alright, so we're going to hold it down to turn it on. And you'll hold it down for just a few seconds until you see the light come on. And you don't have to hold down the button the whole time. And occasionally when you turn the computer on, it'll tell you that it's working on computer updates. Hopefully these are brief. Okay, and sometimes when the screen comes up, it will ask you for a login name and password. Although if you haven't set one up, it'll just log you in. Okay, so you'll let it log you, so just kind of let it log you in. And if you see anything like this, just skip it. All right, and now we've come to our desktop. And then the desktop just refers to this area on the screen where all the icons are. And then icons are these little things, and they all indicate a program, a file, or a folder, which will open for quick use when you click the mouse. And to open these icons, again, you will you will double click quickly with your mouse. In this case, we are using the touchpad for the laptop, which this would indicate the left click and this would indicate the right click. So we move our mouse over an icon, we go down here, we double click, and then our program comes up. Okay, also on each computer screen will be the start button. And the start button is always in the lower left corner. And on most computers it will resemble the Windows symbol, which it's a little blurry here, but it's basically a window with 4 panes. Okay. And then that is, since it's on the bottom, that is something you only have to click on once. And then this part of the bottom of the screen is called the taskbar, which shows it shows your start button and it shows any programs that are open. And it also includes shortcuts to programs you use frequently. So we'll open a random program here so you can see what it looks like on the taskbar. And as you'll see, it opens up a new icon on the taskbar. And it's got that line under it indicating the window is open. So we close that out and it disappears. Okay. Each computer will also come with a recycle bin. And this is where you put files that you no longer need. Although when you move your files to the recycle bin, they're kind of in limbo because they've been deleted from your screen, but they haven't been deleted from your computer. You would have to delete them from the recycle bin to permanently delete them from the computer. So if you haven't done that, you can get back whatever you've put in there. Okay. And then each computer will come with what is called a file explorer. On older versions, this might be called Windows Explorer or something like that, but it's the same thing. It contains basic information about the computer and all your drives that store info, like the floppy disk, if you have a USB drive, anything like that. And it also has folders for documents, music, pictures, and video. Okay. And we also have a quick view of our keyboard. As you see, the letters aren't necessarily in any particular order. And basically you lay your wrist on the table and your fingers on the keys, and I'm going to type like that. There are also other keys. Backspace will erase any errors on your screen. Enter will carry out commands. On most keyboards, unless you have a laptop, will have 2 rows of numbers. The one across the top and the one on the side. Okay, and they're usual, and most of what you want to do on the computer probably involves the internet. So there are several different ways you can access the internet, and they all work more or less the same and will take you to the same places. First we have Google Chrome. You have Google Chrome. The newest internet browser is Microsoft Edge. There's Mozilla Firefox. And some older computers will have Internet Explorer. And a few computers also have Opera, which is indicated by a big O. So to open the internet, all that you have to do is choose one of these, move your mouse over the icon, and then double-click quickly. Then Alright, so we've got an internet window open. When you have the program open, you call what you see on your screen a window. And there are several different things you can do in this window. Up in the corner, you'll see these 3 buttons. If you want to get out of a window entirely, you would hit your X up here in the corner. If you want to make the screen smaller or bigger, you would use this, maximize. If you want to put the window down but come back to it later without closing it out, you'd use minimize. So when we click on this, whoops. So when we click on minimize, it takes you back to your main screen. But then we look on the taskbar at the bottom, and it's still open. So we can just go back to it anytime we need to. All right, that's a very basic look at some of the things on the computer. Now we'll practice shutting the computer down. And this will work the same on a desktop or a laptop. So you go back to your start menu, which as you recall is in the bottom left-hand corner. Got that highlighted. So we click once on it. And then we click on the little power button. And we have options. We can put the computer to sleep. We can restart it, or we can just shut it down. So you'll choose the one you want, click once, and then the computer does the rest. All right, handouts for this video are available on our website and our Facebook page. And if you have any questions, my library number is 937-456-5562. Thank you. Have a good day.